I want to tell you a story. It's called The Question That Launched a Company. About 10 years ago, I was pastoring here in suburban Rochester, New York, and one of my parishioners walked into my office and he said to me, "Carl, you're my pastor." I said, "Right, Rex, I'm your pastor." And then he said to me, "But I'm also a businessman, and I need somebody to pastor me in my business. Could you do that?" Well, I looked at him and he looked at me, and I had absolutely no idea of what he was asking. And as I discovered, he really didn't know either. He just had a burning desire in his heart. He knew that there was something more that God wanted to do in his business, but he didn't know how to get there. And so we both took a leap of faith. We said yes. Now, the way that that began is that we would meet once or twice a month sitting around the conference table in my office, and we'd talk about whatever was on Rex's heart. And little by little, the Lord was beginning to open up to us the understanding of what it meant to pastor him in his business. And then we made a tremendous discovery. He was not alone. All over our region, businessmen and women were awakening to that same thought. They were saying, "I need help. I know that I'm a Christian. I know that I'm in business, but I don't know how those two things go together." Well, the Lord in his faithfulness birthed a ministry in those days called Faith Connections at Work. And Rex and I became part of the leadership team for that ministry. And that ministry had kind of a clarion call that was going out to business people to invite them to come and to make a discovery. And the discovery that the business people were making, was business is my ministry. My ministry is my business. What a tremendous discovery as people began to understand that God cared for them in their business, and that the activity of their business meant as much to him as what they did on Sundays or Wednesdays or whenever they were in the four walls of the church. Now, as great as that was, it birthed another question. And that question very simply was, what do I do now? I know that I'm called to business. I know that my business is my ministry, but I don't know how those two go together. Well, through our work together, Rex and I, and my working with other pioneers, we were beginning to discover what that all meant. And so little by little, our influence grew with different Christian business people, and we gained more and more experience. And as that was happening, passion was growing in my heart. I began to be more drawn to the marketplace than the pulpit. In fact, I felt the Lord pulling me out of one into the other. And so that's how Mountain Takers was birthed. Mountain Takers was birthed out of a passion for Christian business people just like you. Understanding that you have a calling, understanding that your calling is business, that God cares about your business, and God has a plan for your business. In fact, he wants to be involved every day in your business decisions and in your business life. And that's what we do at Mountain Takers. We teach Christian business people just like you how to take all that God has deposited in them and see it released in their business. We would like to come alongside you and help you discover, as my friend Rex has over this last decade and many other Christian business people have been discovering, how this all works. And we have a website that I'd like to invite you to go and check out. It's Mountain Takers Inc. It's www.mountaintakersinc.com. And there you will learn more about us and some of the things that we do. You'll also find there that we have a weekly encouragement that we send out, an email encouragement. It's an e-encouragement. And we do that to help equip mountain takers just like you. Now, if what you see there interests you, please sign up for our encouragement, and also leave us your contact information so that we can get hold of you, or give us a call. We'd be glad to come alongside you. We want to help mountain takers just like you take your mountain of influence for the kingdom of God.